Big Scope, and this is the daily business update with Taritra and Aritra.
Yep.
And today we're not going to talk about a serious issue which threatens countries or water issues that we keep on talking. But
I mean, I'm sure we can make it threatening
yeah.
and doomsday if we wanted to. But no, today we're going to talk about
something he uses, I use.
Yeah.
My mother doesn't use. Our parents don't use it.
I think my dad's got an account, but he doesn't use it.
He's snooping into his dad.
Yeah.
But less on snooping. But we're going to talk about Instagram.
Yeah.
And
So
why Instagram is Facebook's big bet into the future.
yeah. I mean, there's a funny thing, right? A few years ago, that movie came out, Social Network, talking about how Facebook became the biggest
Correct.
company on the planet, and Jesse Eisenberg's really weird portrayal of Mark Zuckerberg. Back then, I don't think anyone would have guessed that Facebook would be irrelevant soon. But
Absolutely.
today, I mean, Facebook obviously still has the most users on the planet of any social media site.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Instagram is growing at an insanely rapid speed.
Absolutely. Look at the numbers. He's absolutely bang on. I mean, look at the numbers from a Bloomberg report that came out, 24 hours ago, which the Bloomberg intelligence report, which clearly stated, I mean, valued rather Instagram to be at 100 billion US dollars in 2018. This is with or without the association of Facebook. But they've always needed Facebook's help.
Yeah, they needed Facebook to grow, but Instagram right now, if Instagram broke away, they would be worth $100 billion according to Bloomberg.
And those are not just fluke numbers. Those are not just somebody doing maths at one end of the world. I mean, if it makes sense, you look at where Instagram stands today. I mean, we'll talk about the various features and the kind of users it targets. Look at the numbers. If look at Instagram's own numbers, Instagram has 1 billion users a month. It probably might grow into 2 billion in a year's time. Who never knows? Instagram has the same advertising model that Facebook has, but more
except it's more native because of the way it's done.
Absolutely, and there are a lot of other things that's coming to my mind. But more importantly, at first up, Instagram has a way younger audience than Facebook has. There are more users latching onto Instagram on a day-to-day mode, like even just not like users like us.
Instagram also has this phenomenal feature of taking the best of Twitter, the best of YouTube, and the best of Facebook and combining it. So you've got friends on there, but you've also got that following aspect, of following influencers, but you also, that aspirational thing is also there.
Absolutely.
There's a million different things out there.
Absolutely.
And it combines to give you in one app that can get you connected to anyone on the planet
and
how you want to be connected.
And it makes sense stepping into the future, because imagine what Facebook was 5-6 years ago. Facebook, if you look at Bloomberg reports, if you look at the data, younger people are not signing up for an account on Facebook.
Right.
Younger people are coming to Instagram. People above 35 are actually going to Facebook now. So,
and this
for marketeers,
it's not just a Western thing. This is across the planet.
Across the planet, across geographies, across cultures. And for marketeers, younger people, 1 billion young people on one single platform, it is like golden goose for them.
Yeah, it's also, think about it, it's much simpler for them to market on Instagram because they're all the same. We're all the same demographic on Instagram. We're all people who like photos.
Absolutely.
It's literally that simple. On Facebook, you've got people across the range of spectrum, so it's very hard to pickpocket who you want to target.
Absolutely.
Instagram, it's what people are there for.
Absolutely. Look at, for example, I mean, I remember there's these reports out. I mean, this is from my conversations with employees over the years. I remember when Instagram was acquired by Facebook,
2011,
12 for 700 odd $million, and everybody thought it was over the top, a 13 people company. Why pay so much amount of money?
I mean, just for like relative amounts, WhatsApp they paid $19 billion.
And look today where WhatsApp stands.
I mean, WhatsApp's doing okay, but it's not close to Instagram.
It's at the cusp of taking the payment structure in India.
Yeah, I mean, and then WhatsApp is a secondary thing for Facebook. Instagram is literally, it could very well be the future of the internet.
Absolutely.
Because they've already got social media down. They're going to get media down. They're going to get Instagram TV, which is broadcasting, streaming, the whole YouTube thing, all comes onto Instagram TV. They're going for long. I mean, think about just 1 second.
Absolutely.
When you're talking about video, right? And photos. Instagram basic photo thing has been there forever.
Forever.
Then the videos, the short videos, it took on Snapchat, took on Twitter, took on Facebook, Instagram stories.
Absolutely.
That's worked so well in the last 8 months.
Bang on, right? Because a lot of people, including us, we have questioned Instagram, copying the model from most of the models. Because when Snapchat came along initially, Zuckerberg and his team, the entire Instagram team, they were like, oh God, I mean, here is an app called Snapchat. This app is going to take away all the young users. It did for a while, for 2 or 3 quarters at straight. Snapchat was taking away the young generation, the base audience, the audience for Instagram. Right. What did Instagram do? They decided, you know what, if they are doing stories which disappear in 24 hours, we'll do it too. And look at the impact. If they wouldn't have done it, they would have been out of the market. So from the market today, because Unlike Snapchat, Instagram is big in countries like India, in countries like Asia, and in places like
I
Brazil.
think that's Instagram. It's so easy actually for us to compare and contrast what Instagram have done with Facebook and without Facebook.
Absolutely. Yes.
Their core model is their own model.
Yeah.
But the Facebook advantage is getting them across the planet, getting them to blatantly copy Snapchat without legal problems because Facebook is such a monolith you would not take them out.
Absolutely. No.
So Instagram has got all this, and Instagram TV. Can we talk about that for a second? It's an incredible idea.
Oh, it's a fascinating idea. 60 minutes vertical videos.
Yeah, so
crazy.
I mean, at the moment, if you look at Instagram stories, people tend to tune out around 30 seconds. Whereas on YouTube, people don't really care if it's 4 minutes or 10 minutes. And this is like facts. Studies have been done about how long people stay on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So people come to YouTube saying, we want longer content, we expect longer content, we're more patient.
Absolutely.
So Instagram TV is that version where people will go there and say, we're more patient. We're not looking for instant gratification.
And exactly, and that's a key word because, I mean, see, a person age 17 or 16 might create a 30-second video. I mean, how long, whatever long initially the Instagram stories will disappear. But 60 seconds in a platform like IGTV gives creators who were on a YouTube, creators for so many years who were on Vimeo, these serious creators, content creators, they'll come on IGTV. Yeah. And not only that, try and understand, Instagram is a social media platform. YouTube is still not a social media platform.
It's more of a community.
It's an online repository of videos.
Yeah.
Community was built by people like us who started doing videos on YouTube. But if you look at the power of IGTV and look at what it comes with it, for example, as he was mentioning about what are the various viewpoints. Instagram can be so many things, and at the same time,
so many things.
Yeah, I mean it's bang on. I mean it's the greatest example I think for a mobile web platform in terms of the UI, and also a lot of people don't realize this, but Instagram is also unanimously an e-commerce platform. Yeah. Nobody, Facebook or Instagram will never put it out in their official papers, but there are so many people across the world. There are so many people aged between 15 to 25.
How do people become influencers?
They sell stuff.
They sell products.
Absolutely.
Once you get a certain amount of, you get 1,000 followers, you get people saying, can you sell my thing? 100,000 followers, you get slightly more expensive brands.
Absolutely. I know so many people, I remember this report from one of these engineers from Instagram who had come down to India as well as Asia, and they were going through reports and numbers on, there are a lot of posts which come up during the day, but then they vanish in 2 days' time. They were very curious. The Instagram folks are very curious. What's about them? Then they realize it's not that the users do not like the platform. It's not that the users are removing it. It's not like fake users. These are actual people who are running a business on Instagram. Yeah. They put up the products, the product gets sold, they remove the picture, picture of the product or whatever, and they put another new product's picture over there. Amazing. Yeah. E-commerce model at its best.
And another thing about Instagram is, for years, Facebook's been trying to make Google obsolete. They try to take over the search engine. They put up the news feed, they put up the marketplace, they put up the video channel, they put multiple things to just say, come to Facebook and search. Don't go to Google and search.
Yeah,
now, obviously, the search bar itself, Google has got down. They're much better. But Instagram right now, that news feed works on Instagram.
Oh, absolutely. Hell yes.
People will go to Instagram to search for things now.
Absolutely.
Google's still got the upside of, okay, we've got Android, we own Android, so we've got some advantages.
Absolutely.
But Instagram as a model, in this new age of applications rather than web browsers, you can get anything you want from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like a gold mine, as I was saying, I put it out, it's a gold mine for any advertiser. I mean, look at 1 billion young people on one single platform and imagine the kind of things you can sell to them. I mean, also it has the negative effects. I mean, when I talk about negativity, I mean, Instagram has been very smartly positioned. I'll tell you why. The entire Cambridge Analytica, Russian ads, meddling with US elections, all of them happened with Facebook being the center stage, right? Nobody questioned, except for a couple of congressmen in the US, nobody actually questioned Instagram's data. How many data is on Instagram? How many data was sold from Instagram?
I mean, even WhatsApp's getting a lot of heat in India right now.
Yeah.
Reuters and a lot of pieces in the last few months about how WhatsApp is destroying Indian ideas of news.
Yeah.
But Instagram has been relatively free from criticism across the planet. Absolutely. And the funny thing is they're owned by the same company. No one seems to think that, if you've got the same database on a different app, they'll abuse it on a different app.
Absolutely. And he's right. I mean, since you mentioned a very critical word about, what do young people want when they come on a social media? What do they want to show? And it is just not about a type of young people. It is just not about young people going to colleges. These are not the only kind of people who are using Instagram as a platform. I'll give you a great example. Again, one of the surveys done by Instagram, they did this survey in Calcutta where one of the engineers, they went around asking shop to shop, door to door, do you use Instagram? What do you use Instagram for? Interestingly, the answer that these engineers or these Instagram folks got in India from Calcutta, and they displayed it back in their headquarters back in the US. Some of these folks in Calcutta, I mean, the shop owners, or somebody was selling. I remember somebody was selling something on the road, and he was like, I have internet on my phone. I use Instagram, but I see stars pictures, Bollywood stars pictures, people who have good-looking faces, people who have good-looking bodies. They put their stuff over there. I don't think my life is that interesting for me to put my content over there. This is around a year before IGTV was launched.
Okay.
These folks come together, and then they decide, why do we create this divide? Let's make everybody creators. That is what live streaming is doing now. Then for all the people, and that is the power of IGTV today.
Yeah, I mean, you give it to Instagram, they copied a lot from Snapchat, but they built on it. So Instagram story is a copy of Snapchat, but it was a stepping stone towards IGTV.
Absolutely.
Which changes the whole idea of who's a creator and who's a consumer.
And imagine if they wouldn't. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, that was copied. This is like the old wars between Apple and Samsung, right? Yeah. Apple said Samsung copied that notch. This guy said Samsung said we didn't copy that. Now, that's a different ball game altogether. Who copied what in terms of patents and all of that. But if Instagram wouldn't have gone the way with stories or videos and all these, I know they originally came up at Snapchat. They wouldn't have existed today, literally in 2 years. Because that's how the tech world changes.
That's the case of who did it first, rather who did it better. Yeah. And Instagram have done it better.
Snapchat was not in India that well. I mean, look at Snapchat.
Snapchat's still not in India.
It's a pro-US. I mean, not a pro-US. I mean,
it's a US-centric.
Exactly. App. For them, US is an audience. They decided not to go into emerging economies. Emerging economies, people use internet. The businesses are built on internet.
That's what Facebook and Google have realized, especially about India. With China closed off.
Absolutely.
India is the next big frontier, right? A lot of people coming online with Geo Revolution and all of this happening.
Instagram was smart enough. They thought, okay, wow, these people you can use internet at lesser data prices.
I mean, this is something that all these tech companies are doing now, is trying to go regional. Yeah. Instagram is making the same people who use their apps creators. So Instagram has suddenly got a whole flood of content.
Absolutely. And imagine, I mean, these are the same people who will do content, creators on Instagram, just like creators on YouTube for so far. But Instagram also gives you an opportunity to do what? Sell products, sell merchandise. It becomes an e-commerce platform.
And best thing about Instagram TV? No ads. Zero ads.
So right now it's a free model.
No, I mean, you monetize through other means, right? You monetize through your own native advertising. You monetize the Instagram way of saying, look, I'm wearing Nike shoes. Now I'm going to run 100 meters. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to meet Michael Jordan. I'm wearing Jordans. That's how you advertise on Instagram.
It's a gold mine for advertisers.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Instagram TV is revolutionized the way ads work. Because you're not going to have these blatant ads in your face anymore.
Absolutely. And because the next billion, I mean, you talk about who are the next billion who are going to use the internet? What is the age group of these next billion? It is your 19 to 35 year old. It is to 19 to 31 year old. They'll be on Instagram. They'll use it probably for business. They are using it for business. They'll use it for their own personal life, putting up stuff. People getting connected. Another interesting thing that Instagram did not do, when you did talk about other social media platforms, there's a lot. I remember reading a couple of articles through my sources over there. They had decided not to go the Twitter model in terms of, if I have a profile on Instagram, I just like Twitter, I retweet a lot of stuff. On Facebook, I share a lot of stuff. There's nothing called retweeting others' contents or sharing others' contents.
That's a great thing, right? Because there's no retweeting, there's no sharing. Instagram still remains a very personal view, which breaks down a lot of commercial barriers. Yeah. So even thinking about
it also breaks down things like fake news and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, but commercial barriers go down. So one of the biggest selling things on TV, and the only thing that still makes a profit on TV is sports. Yeah. Amazon Prime's already got into football to try and get contracts in England. They've got into American 20
Premier League matches. Yes.
Yeah. So they're doing this across the world because people realize sports is the next big thing. But you need a lot of infrastructure for sports. You go to the stadium. You got to put a commentator. You got to put videos. You got to have a live producer. Imagine this, and this is something I think can happen in 2 weeks for the FIFA World Cup final. A whole stadium full of people with their Instagram on their phone, just streaming live. Yeah, you can go and choose from what angle you want, when you want.
Absolutely. And imagine the power of it.
Yeah, you go from having 3 angles chosen for you from a guy in a stadium to 80,000 angles, anyone you want, anytime you want.
Absolutely.
It's incredible.
And imagine brands can connect, and brands don't even have to employ people, don't even have to employ these high-end producers or angle. They can directly say, okay, you're a user, you're 4, 5, 10 users. Why don't you collaborate with us? That's how YouTube works.
And that's when it becomes commercial. But Instagram doesn't even need to go that far. Yeah. They can just sit and say, you've all got our app. You're all doing things that other people will be interested in. We'll just make money through you both.
So the point is, we're not trying to sell you Instagram. I'm sure you already have.
I don't think we need to sell you Instagram.
You already are on Instagram. But practically speaking, in terms of revenue, in terms of business ideas, in terms of where emerging economies are going through, like a Brazil or an India is going through, Snapchat did a big mistake of not going big in these countries because there is where the next billion internet
possibly
users
because they probably didn't have the money to go big.
Probably, whatever might be the reason. But to end this show, Instagram, I think, was very smart into getting into these countries and utilizing the maximum from these countries and realizing what a 21-year-old in India or Brazil would do. They would rather be on Instagram and not on Facebook.
And just to be clear, we're not doing this show just because we're on Instagram at the Big Scope.
But you can also follow us.
I mean, but don't follow us, but you can follow us.
Yes, if you
That's why we did the show. But you can follow us at the Big Scope.
Absolutely. And we're also on IGTV.
Yeah.
Until next time, we talk about another company like this, another massive internet company, another great internet idea, or another issue which is affecting people. But tomorrow we're going to talk about, keep watching us, because tomorrow we're going to talk about how dams have actually affected countries across the world. Dams are not a good thing.
Dams, may not be a good thing, especially in India anymore.
Absolutely. But to know more on that, catch us live tomorrow, same time.